Hey, I've noticed that there's a severe lack of business content on my channel. So I wanted to remedy that with talking a little bit about this controversial book that's come out in South Africa and some of the business points that I noticed from it. And then I discovered that Yes's new album has just dropped. And so subsequently, this book report has literally gone out the window. And instead, welcome to doing chores around the house while listening to Yes's new album. And first, we need to drink some water. Hey there guys, it's me. Hope that you're doing good. I am busy editing this video at the moment. I've also got a whole bunch of cream on my face. I really do not want to go on camera, so I hope that you won't mind if I quickly just jump in. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who watched yesterday's video. I genuinely appreciate you. Thank you for those who commented, who liked, who just did all the things. So much love to you guys. I also just want to do a friendly reminder. Please, if you do like my stuff, like and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And then a final thing that I just want to jump into. I'll tell you what, how about we go and we do a couple of reviews, a couple of track reviews, and then I'll come back in like track 4 or track 5. I had an idea and I want to bounce it off you. But obviously if you're going to make it through my video to get to the idea, then you're an engaged viewer. So you're the kind of person that I want to be speaking to. So I will see you a little bit later. Okay. It's refreshing to hear a Yes album. You know exactly what you're going to get. And it's refreshing to hear a ton of musicians who have just honed their craft through decades. This is one of the strongest bands that are still fighting. And who knows if they're going to make another album after this, especially considering almost all of the founding members have either moved on or passed away. Alright, Cut from the Stars is track 1 of their new album Mirror to the Sky, and immediately based on the album art and just getting a glimpse of what these tracks are called, I'm sensing a space theme, and that was very evident from the first track. Look, it wasn't like a showstopper of like a yes, you're in for an incredible. Yeah, I thought it was good. It was adequate. It wasn't like, oh my god, incredible, as track 1s should be, in my opinion. But it was good. I enjoyed it. Lots of ebb and flow, kind of rocky stuff, tight musicianship. And that's about all I have to say. It's not a bad song. It's not a spectacular song. It's a song. I think there could have been opportunity for them to let loose a little bit, but who knows, maybe it's just because of age that they're not. Anyways, I have to stop saying anyways. I've noticed I say that a lot on camera. You notice a lot of different tics while you're doing video work. So now let's go into track 2. All Connected. I'll see you on the other side. 9 minutes. Track 1 put me to sleep with its spacey tones. Track 2 has energized me. That was Yes at doing everything that you know that you love about Yes. Strong, solid bass lines, proggy everything from all the different instruments, multiple harmonies from the vocalist. And that was a solid, that was a timeless Yes song. It's unfortunate that they didn't stick the ending of the song. I kind of just felt like it petered out a bit, but Otherwise, though, this is definitely a song that I want to come back to. I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially around the midway mark when you had that strong thumping bass line going. See, I don't know who the current musicians are, other than I think Steve Howe is still alive, the guitarist. Yeah, I have no idea who's currently playing in the Yes Band at the moment, so I'm gonna have to come back. Okay, next up we have track 3, Luminosity. Is that the longest track of the album? Let's have a look. Let's have a very quick look. Okay, no, it's not the longest track, but it is the third longest track. Track 2, the one we just listened to, was 9 minutes and 3 seconds, and track 3 is 9 minutes and 2 seconds, making it the third longest track. Okay, let's go wash some dishes. Wow! I'm just gonna pause the music. Luminosity, track 3. Initial impressions, I originally thought that this was like the old people's song because it started off so slow and it started off very meandering, like it didn't really have a purpose. But then I realized only towards the end of the song that this was intentionally made to be a slow burn. The song starts off with, like a space ballad in a way, like your typical space prog rocky ballad. I definitely felt elements from their 5th album, Tales of Topographic Oceans, where it was very space synthy, meandering, didn't really go anywhere. However, tables turned, and then I can't remember. I think it's their album with the song Magnification on it, or it's called Magnification. But that song that album had exceptional moments with a full symphony and full crescendos in their musical score. And that's exactly what they replicated with this track. Because, yeah, like it started off slow and bare bones for a reason, so that it can crescendo into something truly spectacular and then end on such a high note that just gave me shivers running down the back of my neck and my arms. Great track. Don't miss it. Don't skip it. And I hope you liked this shot, by the way, because it cost me a cracked phone screen. Dishes are almost done. And next we're watering some plants. Track 4. I figured that before I water the plants, let me give the beagle a snack. This is track 4. Living the dream. Sit. Quick and simple in terms of short length, but but not all. Let me see if I can pause this album from here. Yes, I can. Not at all a simple song. It's just it was short for Yes fans. I think this was like 4 minutes in length. Kind of sounded like a spaghetti western. So like spaghetti western, but rock and roll, and some great bass and guitar moments. I like the solos. I like the runs on the guitar. I have no complaints about the song. It was a good song. Definitely better than, like, if so far out of the 4 tracks, if we're saying that the first one is the worst And that doesn't at all mean that it's a bad song. It just means like it took its time and didn't go anywhere. Track 4 was like short, sweet, to the point, good song. I enjoyed it. On to track 5. Hey there, I'm back. So, thanks for watching so far. And here's the idea that I was thinking about. So, I think it's time that I start up a Patreon. And if you don't know what Patreon is, it's a website that you can go to for creators to charge for their content. And I think this particular kind of style of video, so like the music reviews, would be so much cooler if the actual music was used in the video. I can't currently do that on YouTube because of copyright protection. It's ridiculous, but that's the day and the age that we live in. So it's not doing justice to my videos. I'll keep putting them out there, but it's just I want to give the video, you know, what it deserves, and it needs the actual music. So here's the idea. If I were to charge $1 on Patreon, would you pay for it? So you would be paying $1 to essentially get access to this video, but with the actual music. I can extend the footage. So instead of like the sped up version, you can do like a, hey, come listen to this album with me kind of video. And while I'm actually, like, for example, drinking the water or washing the dishes, you can hear the music. And obviously it won't be played over a speaker. It'll be actually added to the track, to the video. So it'll be the professional audio recording. And yeah, like Patreon just opens a whole bunch of other opportunities, because then I can do like Patreon only exclusive posts or videos, like potential, I was thinking like a Zoom hangout get together, like a whole bunch of crazy music fans, like we just talk about the album, or like we can do a listening party. Like I just thought that would be cool. I thought that would be a great idea, and I think asking $1 for something like that is more than reasonable. And so yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you made it this far, man, we still have so much more to go. So let's continue on to, we are on to the best track of this album. Man, I need a second to process that. Mirror to the Sky, the title track of the album. Undisputed proof that Yes still have so much to bring to the table. I'm just going to throw out words. Grand, epic, swirling orchestra, dramatic. Everything, like think of the first time that you heard Star Wars epic score, and that's what I felt like when I was listening to this. But so much more, because it was rock, and it was outstanding rock, and coupled with the orchestra, it just went everywhere. You had chords that came out of nowhere and just complemented the song so brilliantly. Wow, just exceptional. I don't know if this iteration of the band has got more than one guitarist. Like I said, I haven't been keeping up with what they've been doing since their album Fly From Here. But if this is just Steve Howe still as only guitarist, hat off to you, sir. You have It's like you entered the song with the intention of showing people, of showing the industry that you are the undisputed king of prog. It's like that's the intention that you went in with the song, because you were playing incredibly fast. Incredibly just brilliance, dude. Like all the way up and down the fretboard. The song began with that thumping, strong bass line that I absolutely love, that Yes can only bring to the table. You know, I think for me, my bias is that my favorite Yes albums are the ones that have orchestra in it. And it's funny when you go into the history of Yes and you find just how much Steve Howe absolutely hated the orchestra albums. I don't know if you've buried that grudge because you guys were in sync the whole way through. And in typical Yes fashion, we so basically, if I could give like a breakdown of this song, like incredible all the way up until the halfway through the 9-minute point mark, where it just continues to be incredible, but the pace slows down to, again, you know, that similar Yes spacey slow rock kind of sound that we're accustomed to and that we're used to. But throw in the edits, the extra sauce and spice of the orchestra, and again, it's that slow, intentional, soft burn to just an incredible experience. You know that feeling where that music can only give you, where it just takes you somewhere else? For me, that experience is very fleeting, it's very rare, and only certain songs can take me there. Yes have been a band that have been able to take me there with some of their songs, and this one is added to that list. Sure, it comes back around the 11-minute mark with like the key riff of this whole album. So it comes back with that key riff, and then again, orchestra just takes off. Man, like, I know the vocalist was singing throughout the song. I know he was there, but man, I was just so enraptured by everything that the instrumentation was doing. Hats off to the whole band. You guys produced an exceptional song, an exceptional title track. Mirror to the Sky is just unbelievable. Sure. Wow. Okay. I want to change up some cameras. So, and then we're going to go into the next track. So, onto the next camera angle. Okay, so I've cheated a little bit here because I've already started listening to track number 6, Circles of Time. I tried a vertical camera angle and I just wasn't happy with it. So I've already listened to about 3/4 of the song, and I'm just gonna, for the sake of entertainment value, continue listening to it again. So here we go. Okay. Yeah, that was a peaceful, chilled guitar song. Guitar and vocals. Nothing really like heavy or rockish. Just, it was a pleasant to listen to soft rock song that had that just really talks about time. I'm not very much a person who focuses all that much on lyrics, but I'm sure whoever wrote the song, be it the vocalist or one of the other band members, I'm sure that this particular song was very meaningful to them. And I wonder how this song combines with the ending of Mirror to the Sky, if you go straight into it and you don't give yourself some room to breathe like I do, like I did for the song. I also wonder if this song, maybe some of the acoustic guitar elements are somewhere hidden in the remainder of this album or in the beginning of this album, because according to what I'm seeing here on Apple Music, this album is intended to be a double album. So what I've just finished listening to is the first album, so to speak. And so I wonder if this is in grand proggy fashion. This ending, as cool as it was, had some secret notes hidden in the remainder of the album. So that will be determined when I give this album a listen to again, because it definitely is going to be listened to many, many times from now on. Some of these songs so far have just been so good. Okay, we could water the plants or we could walk the beagle. And the answer to that is very clear. Hey, I just finished listening to Uneven Place. And that's the 8-minute long first track of the double album. And this one is the crowd pleaser song. This is the, you can just hear everybody's going to have a great time when they play this one live. Like the vocalist has got clear, like hum-along, chanty aspects, and that kicks off right in the beginning of the song. Similar with the album cover motif of like this rock and roll, western, rocky, deserty space. And this song particularly also had a lot of guitar and keyboard trade-offs. So I haven't been hearing all that much keyboard, or maybe I just haven't been paying attention. But yeah, it was nice to hear some good classic yes-sounding keyboard arrangements, like trade-off solos with the guitar. I enjoyed it. It was a good song. I can't really complain. It had, it was fun. You can hear that you can hear this is made for a stadium or a live gig, and the crowd's just going to have a great time when they hear this. Around the 4-minute, like halfway mark, then the song kind of changed to just like a happy, good rock song. And then towards I guess 2 minutes left of the song, we had just some awesome, like, how do you call it? Like loud, I'm trying to think of the instrument. What is the instrument? I'll add it here in text. So that instrument plus guitar trade-offs, I'm not complaining, it was fun. We're on to the next track, second last track of the whole album, and I think it's called 1 second or 4 seconds at a time. See, I try to remember the track, but I also need to record at the same time, so I can't look at the track. It's a 4-minute long song, and here we go. Who are you? Oh, it's a pity you're not capturing you. Here we go. Okay, done. Second last track of the album. 1 second is enough. Probably the worst song of the album. We'll see how the final track, does. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a bad song, though. It was just kind of like you know what? I've been spoiled so much already that this song was just kind of, it's there. It had some nice solo-y bits. Again, some recognizable keyboards, so I don't know if that's the whole double album aspect of this album, and that the second album is more keyboard centric. But yeah, it's a song, not the best of the album. Let's go on to the final track and then our final remarks. Final track is done, Magic Potion, and with that, the whole album is done too. I felt exactly the same as I felt with 1 second is enough when I listened to Magic Potion. It was good, okay, adequate, but uh, like a little bit unnecessary. I wonder why they made the decision to make a double album. With the exception of the first track of the second album. The first, like Mirror to the Sky, that whole album, it stands on its own. It's brilliant. I don't know why they couldn't just keep that. Something that I want to investigate and think about. Let me finish walking the beagle, and then I'll go check out a little bit more about why they made this album the way that they did. Till then, cheers. Alrighty, final remarks. I've listened to this album a couple more times now, and track 1 is definitely starting to grow on me a little bit more. And then I remember saying that with track 4, Living Out Their Dream, it sounded very like Western rock, space-y kind of, and it was good, but sandwiched between the absolutely exceptional Luminosity and Mirror to the Sky, it kind of felt, yeah, like how could you possibly win when you're going up against those two? And at the same time, I kind of realized that that song, Living Out Their Dream, also, it sounded like it could potentially have fit into the second disc experience of this album. And the only reason why I think it didn't actually go, let's assume that I picked all the tracks and I put them in this particular order. The only reason I think why it didn't make it onto the second disc was because it didn't have the signature yes keyboard sound that the second disc displays. So, and then maybe there was the possibility that because then that disc, because then that track didn't make it onto the second disc, then it opens up the question, well then is our first disc long enough to be substantial as a album that stands on itself, on its own? And the answer to that is an overwhelming yes. My goodness, disc 1 is phenomenal. Disc 2 is more, pretty much like I said while I was walking in the park, it's more concert friendly and in some cases forgettable. I keep finding myself going back to the disc 1 experience. And that is my overall, that's my overall take on this album. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any further information as to why they wanted to do a double disc experience. That information might have been found in their special edition box set, which comes with a gigantic booklet and a little bit more in depth about the creation of this album. But as for their press releases and all the things that they put on their socials, I couldn't find any reason as to why. And with that said and done, my friends, it is 3 a.m. I'm wide awake, which is cool. But it also means that I've probably got another half an hour to an hour of work with rendering, making a thumbnail, and putting this up. So I just want to finish this with thank you for watching the video. See you tomorrow.